Picture a nice spinach salad, vivid green and perfect in every way. On the surface, it looks amazing. However, if we take a closer look, getting so close that we can see the molecules, it is full of chemicals. In the United States and all over the world, pesticides are sprayed for agricultural or recreational uses, to kill weeds or undesirable plants that hinder the growth or aesthetic of the place. However, after doing their job, these poisons don't just disappear. They seep into the ground and absorb the plants moving through the ecosystem. This matters because exposure to pesticides has been linked to health risks in humans and animals, the decreasing of environmental diversity and increasing environmental pollution. As demand and use for these pesticides grow because of the necessity of more food or weed control, the pesticides will cause more damage than it has ever been seen before.
Pesticides work by hindering the biological processes of pests. The chemicals that are in pesticides seep into groundwater through runoff. They also coat plants with chemicals that cause the organisms that eat the plants to absorb them into their bodies. This causes pesticides to be in every part of the ecosystem. Pesticides become more dangerous when they move up the food chain. This is due to what is called biomagnification. Biomagnification is where chemicals, like pesticides, increase in concentration the higher you go up in the food chain because the higher the organism is on the food chain, the more organism it eats, causing the buildup of these chemicals in the organisms. Pesticides have been used throughout the ages to control insect and plant populations for better crop yields. All the compounds used, though, were highly toxic. For example, in China, they would use highly toxic chemicals like mercury and arsenic to control insect populations.
In the 20th century, pesticide production boomed due to the invention and commercialization of synthetic chemicals. The most famous pesticide, DDT, or dichloro-diphenyl trichlorothiazide, was widely used in the United States in 1950 because of its potency, its cheap cost, and widespread lethality to insects. However, after some time of its use, it was found that the toxin would, through biomagnification, cause a buildup of it in organisms like the peregrine falcon or humans. It was found that in avian organisms, it would cause the inability to process calcium, causing the eggs to become thin and break even under the mother's weight. In humans, it was found to accumulate in the fatty tissues and cause cancer and neurodevelopmental delays in young people. Even today, humans are trying to combat the effects DDT had on avian populations. The legacy of DDT serves as a stark reminder of how pesticides can devastate the environment and destabilize entire ecosystems.
Even today, pesticides are still widely used. Even though lots of research on them has been done, they still have detrimental effects on the environment, organisms, and humans. In humans, according to the World Health Organization, pesticides cause short-term poisoning and long-term effects like cancer and reproductive harm. Those who come into constant contact with these chemicals, like agricultural workers who spray pesticides, are more at risk for these effects. Pesticides have been proven by the jury in the Supreme Court to cause ill effects. For example, in the Monsanto Company versus John L. Durrell case, where after Durrell using Roundup, the Monsanto's pesticide, he got a type of lymphoma because of the glyphosate, the active ingredient in the pesticide he was using. These risks aren't just limited to workers though. Glyphosate has been found in domestic drinking water, or the water that comes out of your tap. This demonstrates how chemicals sprayed in our environment can find their way into our homes. In this daunting problem of pesticides, there is not a single fix. However, as a community, we can work to a number of small solutions that can assist in rectifying the situation. This can be like choosing, if you have a garden, to not spray pesticides if you have an aphid infestation, to choose less pesticide-sprayed vegetables or fruits, and supporting legislation that puts stricter regulations on pesticides. By adopting these manageable everyday changes, we can collectively reduce our environmental impact and support a more sustainable future.